All right, here we are. Reveal number 850. This is a 1964 roll, or so it says here on the end. It says 64. So I'm assuming it's a 1964 Philly roll. Could be a 64D, but I doubt it. I get this one opened up. Gonna need my trusty little tool for that. There we go. All right, paper over the coins. Dirty water, I can't tell you right now. I do not know. I put this together quite some time ago. Give me a minute. I'll check real quick. I don't have any way to tell other than finding your insert. Well, I just went through about half the roll and you weren't in that. So it would be safe to assume no. All right, here we go. 1964 Philadelphia. Coin number 1 for Sissy. Lots of double dies. Some decent double die obverses, but one major double die reverse that I would love to be finding for you folks. Could be waiting in the wing here. It's not here. Lots of Class 2 double die reverses in 1964. Most of them show up better in early die state than they do anything else. That one is a normal coin. Next up, number 2. Mr. Ash. Let's see what Mike gets. Nice earlier die state, been polished, and the die has been polished. That's machine doubling on the edge of the America there. And that's it for that one. Number 3. Chuck. Oop. I thought that might have happened. When I opened the roll, some of the coins in the beginning flipped around a little bit. And I didn't remember, I didn't see what direction they went. This is the ender. So this was in the position of coin number 1 to begin with, but it's a pretty nice toner. Unfortunately, only on the reverse. Oh, you saw Robbie today in Springfield? Awesome. I would love to be able to go to that show. Must have been a pretty cold show, though. It's been a kind of a cold, raw day in Illinois. He did tell me on the phone yesterday that he had the Springfield show this weekend. Nothing there. Good evening, Mr. Frosty. Did we check the reverse on this? Yeah, I think we did. We did. All right. Coin number 5. Kurt Pierce. Nothing on the obverse. Carrie Bruce. We got into your first reveal, and you ended up with a normal coin, unfortunately. But we did call your name out. Coin number 6 now. Doug? That was in the 1961 D roll we just finished. I got nothing going on in this roll so far. That doesn't mean we're not going to have anything, just means we haven't yet. Alex. What I'm going to have to do is get a magic marker out and a piece of board and write all of your names that I know and the name I don't know together so that I can begin to be able to call you by your regular name that we know, even though it's not showing on the screen. That's my challenge. My challenge to me is to be able to see Kubali and still know it's Taco John. I'm getting to know them, but there are a number of them that don't match the name that they were using, and I haven't seen them very much of late. Sitting in the middle of my floor with a bag of copper and a wine bottle. Does anybody know why I had a wine bottle sitting in the middle of my floor? First person to answer gets bragging rights. Yeah, who knows? I may actually send them something. Nope, no wine. I don't drink wine. There was nothing in the bottle. Stonecutter, how you doing, buddy? Tim, up next. Nope and nope. Not a zoom lens and not putting anything into the bottle. No tiny leak in the roof. Zeke, could you please expand on your answer? And to Stonecutter. No, not a light diffuser. About the midpoint of this roll, I'm going to stop flipping them over to the reverse. Not a rodent deterrent. Nobody has it yet. Nope, not a copper shot. Not using it as a loop. The wine bottle is actually blue. It's blue glass. Not filling it. Not a filter. Oh, Frank McCain got it right. When you drop a penny and let it hit the side of a glass bottle, it will make its distinctive ring if it's copper, and it will not if it's zinc, and they are easy to determine one from the other. And I can literally go through a handful of coins, about a half a roll worth of coins, in 3 or 4 minutes, and I am sorting the zinc out of a copper bag by dropping the coins against a glass bottle and letting them hit the carpet. Tells me all I need to know about whether or not the coins are zinc or copper. I've been getting on the floor most of my life, Kurt. I guess if I stop doing it, I'll lose the ability, but so far I'm still doing really well with being able to get on the floor and get up. And I was talking with my wife about this the other day. I remember when my parents turned 60 years old, they were already at a point where they were not getting up and down with agility, let's say. And I can still literally run up and down a flight of stairs, and I can stand up out of a chair without using my hands. I can just stand straight up. And my parents couldn't do that when they were 60. I'm actually only 57. But 3 more years, I'll cross that. Actually, yeah, about 3 more years. 2.5, 3 more years. I'm going to cross that bridge. And I hope in 3 years I'm still as active as I am now. Appreciate it, Brian. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you next time. Pole pole. I think we're probably going to make it through this roll with nothing special. We're almost halfway through. And I've found nothing so far. And that does happen to us once in a while. Here's a good one for you. This is nuts. This is totally nuts. It got up to like 75 degrees here today. And tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, they're expecting snow flurries here. Oh, you can get on the floor. I can get on the floor and I can mostly manage my way back up. With no grunts and groans. I might pop a couple of times here and there. Yep, that's the snow you guys got up in Wisconsin. It's going to make its way down here. I think it's probably snowing in the North Carolina mountains this evening. And then they're expecting that cold air to sweep far enough east to actually make it out here in the coastal plains. Yeah, it rained on the west coast. That usually means crazy weather everywhere else. This is actually a really nice coin. This is still Kurt Pierce's coin. Looks like a 66 level coin. It's pretty. It's very nice. Of course, I'm not wearing my glasses. Sissy. See what Sissy gets. Lost power for about 10 minutes last night in that thunderstorm we had. Just one storm came through here. Only one storm. That's all the rain we got. It came in and I could hear it coming. It hit at 11:45. It rained sideways for 10 minutes with a lot of wind and a lot of wind direction changes. It's pretty mean. And then when it left, it just left. Carrie Bruce, what part of the North Carolina foothills? Oh my gosh, I know exactly where Hiddenite is. I went digging there this past spring. Hey look, here's your coin. Yep, my buddy and I, Mickey. Mickey lives in Burgaw, which is down by Wilmington. And he comes over to the house quite often, helps me out. We went out to Hiddenite. Had no clue what we were doing or even what we were looking for, really. But we dug up a lot of dirt. Doc says you got Arthur in your hips. Yeah. Toward Love Valley. I've been by your house pretty much. That's how small this world is. Yeah, if you only live a couple of miles from the mines, there's only one road that comes and goes. We left the mine, and we turned right on the highway and drove north. We ended up in Virginia that afternoon, or that evening. Where did we stay? Oh, we spent the night in Roanoke, meeting up with a friend coming in from Massachusetts, driving into Virginia for the sole purpose of meeting up with us, and we ended up meeting in Hendersonville. Is it Hendersonville? Is that the name of it? I can't remember now. It's in Virginia. Deal reached to end the government shutdown. Well, there we go. I still think we should fire all of them. Change the laws and bring somebody totally new into the government. Republicans, Democrats, all the same. Fire every one of them. No incumbents. Bring in a whole new class of congressmen and senators with a 2-term limit, no lifetime retirement pay unless they've worked at least 25 years for the government, no self-imposed pay raises. Pay raises are voted on by the people. Oh, Taco John changed his name. That was my uncle calling me about his coin. I'll have to call him back when the show's over. There you go. Pay starts at $50K, no more, no less. We need people in there who are willing to do the job without all the fanfare, the free plane rides, the free vacations, the 150, 200 days off per year they get. Yeah, I think we need a complete overhaul in the Senate and the House and any state that behaves the same way that our federal government is. Needs to be flip-flopped too. I know in North Carolina we have a House and a Senate. Most states you have a House and a Senate. But in North Carolina we have a House and a Senate. And most of them know how to behave. They do a pretty decent job too. I don't know why our national people can't do a decent job. But we need to get them all out. Fire every one of them. Yeah, term limits for sure. 2 terms. 2 4-year terms. Done. Finished. And that's 2 in a lifetime. If you don't get voted straight back in, you can come back and run one more time. Get in one more time and do the job one more time, but nothing more than that. Get rid of the lobbyists. Get rid of the super PACs. Well, the thing is, we need to fire all of them because the ones who are putting up with it and not actually making change are just as guilty as the babies that are keeping the change from happening. Yeah, well, a stipend can be very, very large. Go for Mark. Go for Mark. Let's see, what do we get? Another normal coin. Folks, it looks like we're going to end up with that. And that alone. We have 13 coins left in this roll, and we've not found anything yet. And I actually think a petition for a vote could be called on at any time to get rid of people in the Senate or Congress and fire them on the spot and get somebody new in there to do the job. What's up, Mike? Well, Frank, can you actually call them leadership? I mean, leaders are actually good people. Leaders are what we need. Leaders are not what we have. Very unfortunate thing. Dan the Man. See what we can come up with here for Danny Eight Toes. Nada, unfortunately. Stan? Yeah, they're out there lining up now for the Pledge of Allegiance or the national anthem. We'll be playing football here in about 15 minutes. About 10 minutes, actually. Number 42, Alex Warbe. It's amazing how all in the same roll, in the same bank wrap roll, sometimes you can get some crappy coins and then you get really good coins. Brad? Eric! Urka! Number 44. Jim Fletcher. Nothing there. I think I'm going to publish a video of my going through copper and zinc and sorting and separating, so you can see what I do and how I do it. I'll just film it. And you're going to have to get over the fact that I live in the country And I go barefoot with my jeans rolled up most of the time. I don't wear shoes very often. So if my feet happen to get into the video, you're going to see toes. You're not going to see the pointy end of a boot or shoelaces. Mr. Patillo, I think we are going to hit this entire roll and get nothing. Of course, we all know that happens. Yeah, Carrie, you may not know, I live in Smithfield, which is right off the junction of Interstate 95 and Interstate 40, about 30 miles south of Raleigh. Evolution Revolution, no. Not any 72 rolls in the upcoming. This one is interesting. This one turned all brown on the end. It's ender status. Turned all brown on the outside, but the inside is still nice and red. All right, folks. Well, that is going to be the last of it for today. I wish you guys well. Be back tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. this channel for the reveal show. Again, the rolls that I will have: 1949D, 1953D, 1954 plain, 1959D, and a 1983D. We're going to be going through looking for the goodie stuff. Hope you guys can join us for the sale and for the shows. And then Tuesday, first of a number of Chuck's going to get rid of everything shows. Have an auction. I'll see you Tuesday evening for that. I appreciate it, folks. You guys have a great night. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll talk to you next time.